Sony has done something very baffling and confusing, and the community is really trying to figure out and unpack what is going on here. And this is in association with gaming heads, the statues, right? I have two of them right here. These are two Tomb Raider statues I have. Absolutely love them, honestly. I think they're incredible. My very favorite statue is that Nevada Tomb Raider 3 statue right there. Well, I mean, my life-size one's my favorite, but other than that. So yeah, but Sony has told gaming heads to halt and destroy all production of any associated Sony product. Let me read to you this statement, and then we're going to speculate. We're going to see what people in the comments are saying, and so on and so forth. So Gaming Head says, open letter to Sony PlayStation the Sony PlayStation collecting community. Okay, on this The Last of Us Day, we regret to inform you and the Sony PlayStation collecting community that Sony has told us to destroy all of our Sony PlayStation merchandise, including in-stock items. Example, The Last of Us Part 2 Ellie statues, Jak 3 statues, God of War statues / bust, etc. Items ready to ship to you. The Sly Cooper Classic Edition statue. Items in production. The Last of Us Ellie and Joel diorama. And items in development and ready to launch. Example, Bloodborne and Ratchet & Clank statues. Yes, this also includes destroying items you have paid for and are waiting to ship to you. This is crazy, because the thing about gaming heads is that a lot of these statues that they make, I mean, Gaming Heads is a relatively small company, and they're not like this massive made in China type stuff. To my knowledge, it's like a small business in essence. I don't know exactly how many employees they have or anything. Feel free to weigh in the comments, but they definitely give me an impression of a smaller business. And the stuff that they do produce is of top-notch quality. I will say that. Now, some of their business practices have been questionable. That is what has stopped me from pre-ordering this Angel of Darkness statue, which I don't know. I'm still tempted to do it just because I need more Angel of Darkness merch. Because right now I only have the bobblehead. That was a pre-order incentive from Tomb Raider Angel of Darkness. But I'll figure that out. I'll get into that here in a minute. But let me continue reading this. All of our other Sony items, all non-Sony PlayStation items, are fine and are not affected by Sony PlayStation's decision. We have worked with Sony PlayStation for more than 10 years to bring you some of the best video game collectibles and have been trying hard to get them to change their mind. They know you have paid your hard-earned money for items that are ready to ship to you or that are in production, but unfortunately, after doing all that we can, they have told us not to ship your orders to you. Our business priorities remain unchanged. A recent direct quote from Sony. Yes, this is Sony PlayStation's decision, not ours. It does really suck for the customers. I'll say that much. To have to wait. They've been waiting on these statues. They've been excited about them. So to have to get refunds after all this time, it does suck for them, regardless of whatever you think about gaming heads. It does suck for the customers. That's who's really losing out here. So yes, this is Sony's PlayStation's decision, not ours. Yes, we want to ship your Jak 3, The Last of Us 2 Ellie, The Last of Us Ellie and Joel, Sly Cooper, and Kratos statues / bust to you, but Sony PlayStation does not allow it. Okay, I'm going to speculate on why I think that's not the case, but let me finish reading this first. Yes, Sony PlayStation has already received royalty payments from you on your orders that Sony PlayStation now wants us to destroy and not ship to you. We sincerely apologize if you find yourself in this completely avoidable situation, but please contact Judy Ward, Commercial Partnerships at Sony Interactive Entertainment at judy.ward@sony.com about your now canceled order, payments, refunds, etc., and what they will do for you. This is the team at Sony PlayStation that requires the destruction of the items you have ordered, paid for, and on which Sony PlayStation has already received royalties from you, but will now not allow us to ship your orders to you. Together, we made it through COVID lockdowns, factory closures. It affected production of the Sly Cooper statue, the Kratos Norse bust, and caused countless delays with other statues and many other challenges. But it seems that you cannot change a decision of Sony PlayStation, even if the decision may hurt the Sony PlayStation collecting community. We remember Sony PlayStation's old tagline that they are for the players, but given their recent decision that they know adversely affects those in the collecting community willing to spend more on Sony PlayStation merchandise than an actual console, we are now not too sure. We again sincerely apologize for this extremely disappointing situation, but continue to work with our other licensing partners to bring the best video game collectibles to you and to the rest of the collecting community. Thank you for your continued support. Now, let's go ahead and just zoom in. I wanted to zoom in a little bit and show the collectibles, the statues here that are getting effectively destroyed. Okay, and that will not be fulfilled from here moving forward. Now, obviously, this is a low-res image, but you can see, I mean, again, regardless of what you think of Gaming Heads, the quality is impeccable. Looks really good. Now, the Jak statue, I would have ordered if it were Jak 2, because I'm actually a big Jak and Daxter fan. Definitely up there in one of my favorite franchises ever. But Jak 2 was my favorite. Jak 3 was still great, but that's what stopped me from spending that kind of coin on it. I was like, okay, if it was Jak 2, that would have been a different story. You got The Last of Us 2 Ellie, which, you know, is trash, but hey, good job nicely sculpting a turd. All right, and then we've got the regular The Last of Us diorama. That looks good. The Sly Cooper design looks great. This Kratos bust, incredibly detailed, just phenomenal work of art. I'm sure it would be devastating to destroy these pieces. And then you have this Kratos statue as well. All right. And that is what is getting destroyed. Okay. So I'm going to go a little bit into detail on why I have not pre-ordered this Angel of Darkness statue, even though, and I'm still thinking about it. I still might do it regardless, but I do not like how they treated the community on it. So here they revealed, you know, their initial design for the Angel of Darkness statue a long time ago. I want to say it's been a couple of years ago, maybe a year, but I want to say it was a lot longer than that. So the community gave some feedback. Now, mind you, this is Lara Croft is being framed for murder from her mentor of all people, and the murder of her mentor, and she's being framed for it. She's on the run. She's very, very, very angry in this game. She's angry. She's moody. You know, she is just not having a time. And so the fact that the face expression is just so bland, there's not a lot going on there. The community felt like, and I remember people weighing in on their Facebook group, they felt like she needed to look more fierce. She needed to look more intimidating, because of all games to make Lara Croft look more intimidating, this was the one to do it. And they said, oh, well, she's already kind of got a fierce face on a couple other of the statues. We just did on the like Tomb Raider 3 statue. We didn't find it necessary. Well, dude, why didn't you do your research? Because this would be the game to do that. And so they were very flippant about it and even rude about the customer feedback. And so that's what made me think, heck that, I'm not going to do it. But I mean, even though I do have my critiques with her expression, with the glasses, you can't tell as much. And dude, I do need another Angel of Darkness thing. So I'm considering it. But anyway, let's see what the community has to say about all this that's going on. Rhino here from the Tomb Raider community. he's definitely worth a follow. He's a big Sony fan as well, and I think he's great. He says here, judging by how you treated Tomb Raider fans who have been waiting for years and whose orders were canceled in retaliation for complaining about your subpar service, no wonder Sony made that decision. Now, I don't have the full scoop on that, but I do know that, here, let me just read more and you'll get more info. So World of Tomb Raider right here says, we have an open letter to you, gaming heads. Lara Croft fans are still waiting for Tomb Raider statues, which were promised for the 20th anniversary of the series. Now we are close to the 30th anniversary. 2 figures are still missing. What are you waiting for? It has been quite a wait, but dude, that was a very ambitious project. I will give them that. Here, Corey says, that's unfortunately the reality of statue collecting. They have other IPs, statues, which they also need to get out. COVID and factory closures, etc. I've been known to wait over 4 years for some of my statues, but that's the reality with this type of merch. Just have to be patient. And so they said here, so they shouldn't have announced it in 2016 that in short time, people will get all 6 statues for the 20th anniversary. Now, I will say, I do think World of Tomb Raider has a good point here because people were led to believe that they would be able to have the entire collection of statues for the 20th anniversary of Tomb Raider, right? And that has come and gone. So that is a valid point. I think both points are kind of valid there, but I can understand the frustration. It's the people who are complaining and having their orders canceled. Don't like that. And I especially don't like how they were so flippant about the feedback of Lara Croft in the Age of Darkness one. I feel like they could have been a lot more professional about addressing that because, I mean, let's be real. Their reason wasn't that valid on why she didn't seem as true to character. With the glasses, you can't tell as much with her expression. So I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. All right. So, Cashew here says, it feels like there is some missing information. Maybe Sony isn't satisfied with the recent quality of the statues. Look at the statue of Ellie and Joel. It is horrible. And often when a figure comes, some parts are broken. My Elizabeth statue from BioShock had broken hair. Now, I do know a lot of people have reported broken pieces on their statues that they've waited for. Gaming Heads does replace them, to my knowledge. But anyway, it's got to be a hoax for The Last of Us Day. There is no way Sony would cancel things that make them money, especially... no, they would. You really think that's the reason? Because when you see Ellie from Part 2 Collector, it is an awful piece, but there was no complaints from Sony. So, here's my take on it is I personally, let's see what he says first. Yo, PlayStation Insomniac Game, I'm gonna need this next Ratchet & Clank statue they've been working on because we haven't had one since the one I got over here. Please at least extend the contract till the release of their next Ratchet & Clank statue. We need more Ratchet & Clank merch. I mean, and just look, that's beautiful. That is just stupendous. All right, so from my opinions, my standpoint, what it sounds like to me is Sony probably already has another company that they're working on a contract with and that they will be releasing merch with, like, Weta or something like that. Maybe not Weta, but just giving an example. So excuse me. What is most likely the scenario, from my perspective, in my opinion, is that, yeah, they're just like, hey, we've got this new line of stuff we're working on, and this would be a direct competitor to that. Maybe just give a different aesthetic and a different look than they're now currently going for. And so that's probably the case. Now, I know they already mentioned getting their royalties and they're canceling and destroying all that, but I would assume that Sony would be recouping said cost from Gaming Heads. It's still devastating for Gaming Heads. I think it's terrible, regardless of what I think about Gaming Heads. Because I do have some complaints with their customer service and so on and so forth. I do think that this is sad for them, especially those who have poured their hearts into making these designing, painting, making these, and all of the effort they put into it, they have to destroy now. It is a very devastating thing. Hopefully they could salvage some for some of the employees. Because I mean, that's just a lot. But anyway, that's my take on it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, what you think could have possibly happened that would just all of a sudden out of nowhere cause this, as well as hey, what's your feedback on just how they've handled things and if you've bought anything from them before. So anyway, there you have it for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comments below again. And also, don't forget to read your Bible today. And if you want me to read the Bible to you, then you can follow me on my channel, Bible Time with Melanie Mack. I'm almost at 10,000 subscribers there at the time of me making this video, so I'm really excited. So I'd love to see you there. Thank you again for hanging out with me today. I will catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom.